What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Now, I recently put out a video talking about what we can expect to see from Diablo Immortal in 2023, some of my ideas, some of my expectations, some things that I want to see inside of the game, and more. And of course, the community that we've built here, well, you guys like to chime in and share some things that you would like to see. Some of these things I agree with, some of these things I don't, all of which I'm going to be going through today. I actually took 2 comments and we're focusing this video around what these 2 players that are pretty deep inside Diablo Immortal want to see in the future. And I'm going to kind of talk about if I agree with it or not. Footage is just some Mad Kings footage from, I don't know, 2 months ago. Definitely behind Paragon if we were to put it to today's standard, but that is not the case. So let's get into the first comment, and it's from Samar. We've seen Samar on the channel before, always active in the community, in the discussion. I really appreciate it. Now, Samar has something that I actually disagree with, and I think that a healthy disagreement and discussion is always really nice. So let's go into what he says. First of all, he liked the video, he liked my points. My suggestion, or his, I don't want to sound nitpicky. However, rather than just making the cosmetic cross-class, they should also add some attribute buff to them, like wearing the cosmetic will give you more health or more armor, damage, etc. in a unique way. If you put this on a wizard, it will increase the damage of electrocuting, etc. Well, I have to tell you, I actually disagree with that. Now, I know that in a lot of the kingdom builders, you can get skins for your town hall or your tower or basically your castle, and that'll give you buffs for your castle, a 2% farming buff or a 2% attack speed buff out in the open world. But what that does is it makes skins a pay-to-win mechanic. Now, it's not a huge pay-to-win mechanic inside of the game, but if you have someone that is unlocking some of these skins, let's say via the battle pass, and it costs them $5, that person is going to be able to get a small buff, even if it's only a 2% buff on their class for, let's say, armor, that someone that is a completely free-to-play player is not able to get. So even if these players are neck and neck, except for a battle pass, the battle pass player will be able to get more power, not only because they're getting more legendary gems, but also because they're getting skins that have attributes or buffs that go along with the skins. So although I think it would be a cool idea, I do think it adds an additional pay-to-win mechanic inside of the game. Now, let's say Diablo Immortal didn't have the whole legendary crest system and that whole pay-to-win mechanic was not there at all. Resonance gone, all that gone. People would be upset if buying skins were to bring buffs to players because it would be adding someone that's paying for the game, gaining some type of an advantage over someone that's not paying for the game, hence it being a pay-to-win mechanic. So I actually don't love that idea. I happen to disagree. But again, we all have our own opinions. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with me or if you agree with Samar. But he has another portion of his comment here. Introduce more PvP modes with better and more balanced matchmaking and engaging rewards, not just reforged stones. These can be based on not just resonance, but also combat rating, or even like Fractured Plane, you arm yourself when you fight. So this is a theme that we've kind of been going with here in the channel. And if I had to make predictions, I would say that in 2023, new PvP will come to Diablo Immortal. Game's been out for 10 months and we've got, you know, the Shadow versus Immortal battles, and we've gotten matchmaking in Battlegrounds. It's not so good yet, but the things are in place. So I could see, and I do anticipate Blizzard bringing us better PvP. My fingers are crossed. I would like to see it. And of course, if they do, it would need to be something that is, you know, evenly balanced, whether it's match made based on your skill or match made based on starting off with all of the same gear. However they decide to do that, well, that could be up to them and that could work, and hopefully it would be done properly. But that PvP question brings me into our next comment here from the Century 66. Good morning, Echo. Here are some rough ideas. So he has a couple of, or she, I'm not sure, has a couple of different game modes here that they would like to see. Some ideas come to the game, and I like these. Let's talk about them. First one is Clan Skirmish. At any time, your clan can pick any of 4 members to straight up PvP another 4 members. Rewards are undetermined. So what this would look like is me and my clan, or warband, or whoever, I could take 4 people, and I could challenge another clan, maybe even challenge members from my own clan if I wanted to, but just a 4v4 battle. It honestly doesn't even need to be clan specific. It can be focused around just 4 players that party up and take on another 4. Clan v clan is cool. It reminds me of how they do it in Clash of Clans. You queue up for a war, you go into that war, you battle inside of that war, and then you get the rewards from the war. Now, they said that this was undetermined rewards. Of course, you need to have rewards inside of any events inside Diablo Immortal. If the rewards suck, people don't want to play it, unless if the game mode is so absolutely fun. But really, you should have rewards. There's no harm in giving good rewards. So make it so that at the end of the season, maybe some of the top players with the most wins or the most damage dealt or whatever have some extra rewards, and there's some type of a leaderboard system, but rewards after each match as well. And again, I feel personally that this shouldn't be focused on your gem resonance or the gear that you've grinded. It should be more focused on just a more level, even playing field. But there's more that he says, and this one here is the adventurer boost. Now, as it sits, you have the shadows and the immortals inside of the game, and then the adventurers are kind of like left out, right? There are people that are super casual that don't even know what's going on with shadows and immortals. So currently, being an adventurer means you're not really part of the shadows versus the immortals, which is 100% true. Add a mechanic that makes it so adventurers can also compete in some sort of way, a triad type of competition. So the way that I see it is, you have people that are your diehards, the ones that want to be the strongest, the best. These are the ones that are going to be pushing for Immortal. They're going to either be the Immortals, or you're going to have shadows that are diehards that are fighting to be the Immortals. Then you're going to have more casual players that are also shadows because they want those shadow events. They want some shadow contracts to enhance their grind, but they don't really care if they miss their shadow wards. They just kind of go or don't go, and they're a shadow because it gives them more opportunity to grind. The people that are super casual, that really don't take any time and focus on what's going inside of the game, they're adventurers, and I don't think they care. I don't think that they would benefit from a way to participate in this stuff in any way. It's not hard to be a shadow. You literally go sign up to be a shadow, and you can be one, and then it's on you what you decide to do from there or what you decide to not do from there. Adventure is just kind of the, you know, redheaded stepchild with nothing to do. And in my opinion, I wish that the entire Shadows Immortals Adventures was all wiped from the game and replaced with a PvP system that you could have Shadows versus Immortals, but it's random whether you're the Shadows or the Immortals in a certain game mode. Like, it doesn't need to be as deep and just in-depth and grindy and really a poor use of time, in my opinion, when trying to have fun in a game as it currently is. They could use the whole story, the whole lore between Shadows and Immortals, but it can be put into a mode. Now, of course, they're not going to be getting rid of this because they've spent so much time developing it, but additional modes that do additional things like we're talking about now would be very much appreciated. And there's one more part to this comment from the Century 66. Capture the crest. I like this. I like this one. And I don't even like, you know, I don't like objective-based game modes, but here, capture the crest. Random teams are given default gear and gems with 0 resonance. Love it already. Default, 0 gem resonance. This seems fun. They must capture and hold the objective. 5-minute timer. Okay, so you have to hold the objective 5 minutes, kind of like capture the flag like. Winning team receives Veil of Crest. I love how he's like naming everything and everything already. He's like literally putting it on a plate here for Blizzard to run with. 20 of these can be exchanged for a regular legendary crest, 100 for an eternal legendary crest. So I, again, think this is really a good idea. Not only because of the gameplay mode, but the rewards, right? 20 of these. So let's say 20 victories. Every victory, let's say you get 1 of these Veil of Crests. You get 20 wins, you can get a regular legendary crest, which you can then run, and you could either get a 1-star legendary gem or a 5 out of 5-star legendary gems from running it in an Elder Rift, and it's just based on luck at that point in time. But you can never sell them for platinum because they are regular legendary crests. But if you want the chance to be able to get a crazy gem that you can then sell for massive platinum and really upgrade your build, you would wait until you could get 100 of these wins. That would mean 100 victories or 100 Veil of Crests, and then that would be exchanged for an eternal legendary crest. I actually like this breakdown. because you have people that don't care about reselling for platinum. They're going to be going for the 20 Veil of Crests. They're going to be going down that mode and saying, I'm going to get 5 of these, run them in Elder Rifts, and try to pull up something that I want. And then you have the person that's the platinum, the market, the person that really just tries to manipulate the market in any way that they can. They're going to be going in and trying to save up for that 100, hoping that they get a 5-star gem of sorts that they can then sell for platinum because it's an eternal legendary crest. I absolutely love this idea. I think that it's fantastic. And I even think that we could go a step further and take this so that no matter what the game mode, team deathmatch, battle royale, capture the flag, objective-based game modes, it doesn't matter. Every time you win, you get 1 Veil of the Crest, and that can then be used when you get 20 to get a legendary crest, or when you get 100 to get a eternal legendary crest. Man, the more I think about it, the more I love that idea. I would love to see that come to the game. Now, it's not like they're giving away, because if a game mode takes 10 minutes, it would take you a lot of time to get 100 of these. For Blizzard to say, oh man, we're giving away too much. 10 minutes, and every 10 minutes you get 1 Veil, and you would take 100 of them to get to enough to get 1 Eternal Legendary Crest. It's not like Blizzard would be losing anything here. It would be very beneficial. Fun game modes attached. I think this reward system is amazing and should be attached to every single PvP mode that ever comes, if any ever do, to Diablo Immortal, including Battlegrounds that we have right now. I think it'll be really fun. Legendary gear drops, like, it's cool. You see the beam of light up in the air, but really at the end of the day, at this point in time, we all have our builds. We don't need any more legendary stuff. I mean, yes, it's good to grind, but at the same time, it's all about the gems. That's what we're trying to really work on. It also seems that the community believes that they'd like to see resonance taken out of PvP. Gem resonance seems to really be wrecking it for people, where you could just go and get crazy resonance and then go crush people in PvP. So that's something else that a lot of people want to see. The question, though, is what is it that you would like to see? A lot of you sounded off in that video that I shared with you guys earlier. A lot of people were into what was being said here in 2023 because I was sharing with you what I think will be coming this year and what I'd like to see. If you have any more suggestions, let me know in the comments, because you know I'm always keeping in touch with my community here. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the 2 that shared their comments here, and I think there's some great ideas. Let's have a great 2023 and hope that Diablo Immortal evolves with us in a positive way.